All right. Mark, kick off 2021 with that awesome countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in the nerd cage with your hosts Marq and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
Hey everyone, Adam here from Scribe Productions, creator of Godzilla Apex, and on January 28th, I'm gonna collapse the cage on Jay and Mark, so be there.
Bring it, Adam.
We'll be ready. You're about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. It's 2021. Hello and welcome. That's right, you're trapped in NerdCage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us tonight. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week, coming to you live from Syracuse, New York, and always with me, the warrior from Wakanda, the fiend from Louisville, my man, Mark Withers. Kick off 2021, my dude.
Hey, what's going on, man? Super excited to be here as usual. And yes, I want to wish everybody out there a very happy new year. I know the past few days have been kind of crazy. 2021 is off to an interesting start, but we're just going to have some fun here today. We're just going to talk about the things we love, movies, TV, geek culture, all that good stuff. So Jay, let's just right off the bat, what are some of the things that you caught up on over the break? Like, do you watch any cool movies?
I did.
Did you watch any cool TV shows? What's up?
So I was lucky enough to be on vacation for a week and a half from my main job. It was wonderful. Stayed up late, slept in. I did play some video games. I was busy working on Zelda Age of Calamity. I didn't finish it, but I got really, really far, so that's a lot of fun. Pick that game up if you're a fan of Zelda and Dynasty Warriors. If you have a Switch, it's really good stuff. As for TV shows, Mark, I finally finished Lovecraft Country.
What did you think?
I loved it, but I felt like the end fell a little bit flat for me. The final episode.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I did enjoy the journey. I really hope they do a season 2.
Yeah. I kind of have a similar feeling about it. I think that some of the episodes are a little hit and miss, but overall, the story that they're telling is powerful. It's compelling. I really, really like Jonathan Majors in that role, in the lead role. I just think he's killer. And that's one of my top shows of the year.
Yo, check out the chat, man. Off the Beaten Podcast is here. Dion, thank you for coming in. Betty Rage, Fall One Gaming, our moderator. Always good to have you here, boss. And Big Jack Films from Canada, Toronto, Canada is here. Shay Smithers is here. I mean, we got a good crowd today.
Guys, thanks for hanging out.
Yes, and Big Jack Film says he just started Castlevania Season 3. I'm guessing he's talking about the animated show on Netflix. I have not watched it. I'm sorry. Cobra Kai.
Highly recommend that.
Cobra Kai is next on my list.
Highly recommend that as well, especially this season. It's like, there's some things, and I think that I've mentioned a couple things to you, off camera and stuff. Like, the fight scenes are a little bit funny to me.
Yeah.
But But overall, like if you're a fan of the Karate Kid, of like the original series, you're gonna love this series. This particular season, I'm really stoked about because they actually get into Kreese's origin. They go back to like when he was like a teenager. I'm not giving you any spoilers. I'm just telling you what to look out for. You kind of figure out, you kind of like watching these episodes, you kind of learn a little bit about him, and you get to see like what made him that way. Like, why did he become this no mercy guy? And so, yeah, like you're in for a treat, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Scotty Bannock is here. Thanks for coming in, bud. As far as I didn't really watch I did watch a lot of movies, but movies I've seen already. I watch a lot of Christmas movies. You know, your Die Hards, your Batman Returns, and obviously Wonder Woman 84, which if you guys haven't seen our reviews, please check those out. I absolutely had a field day watching it. Speaking of Wonder Woman 84, shameless plug-in on our own show here. Next week, we're having our second watch party, Wonder Woman 84 watch party, and we're going to be joined by Dion Miguel of Off the Beaten podcast, as well as famous voice actor Matthew Farden, who voices NerdCage Live here. We'll be watching it together, and we're gonna break it down. We're gonna be criticizing it. We're gonna have fun watching it. And I just want to say a reminder to everybody. Please, if you want to watch it with us, great, because guess what? Wonder Woman 84 the following week will be off HBO Max. So this is your last chance to watch Wonder Woman 84, and you get to watch it with your boys here. So please check out the Wonder Woman 84 watch party next same time, same channel next Thursday at 8, and we're really gonna chop it up and just go at it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. I'm stoked for it. It's going to be a genuine NerdCage Live assemble. All four of us are going to be here. You know, it's always a great time to have Dion and Matt on with us and watch, movies that we love. And, you know, I know that we don't necessarily love or even like certain movies a lot, but this is going to be a fun watch to be able to, like, you know, pick the movie apart, you know, like talk about the things that we did like about the movie, talk about the things that we didn't, you know what I mean? And so, and it'll be a fun thing to share with you guys out there. So, you know, please do, hang out with us.
Yeah, and not to mention, we want to give people time to watch the movie because we're going to be talking through the whole movie. And we, you know, for those who haven't seen the movie, I don't want to, like, you know, that's the thing. I want to give people time to, like, watch it and digest it now, watch it with us, and we can all talk and, like, you know, I'd hate to do a watch party if no one's seen the movie yet and we're, like, you know, not spoiling it, but, like, you know, talking over the movie and stuff. And this is why we waited to do the Wonder Woman 84 watch party, and it comes in perfect timing because, like I said, it's leaving HBO Max. Hey, Adam from Scry is here. Yo, thanks for coming in. Cat F is here. Thank you for coming in. We got a small, good crowd today. I just thought with us being off for like 3 weeks that it was going to be dead.
People would forget about us.
You guys been waiting for us. Another thing I did during my little break, and I'm using my platform to my advantage here. I'm a diehard boxing fanatic, and I watched a few fights, but most notably, over the weekend, Ryan Garcia, lightweight, KO'd Luke Campbell from Britain with a deadly liver shot that dropped him in the 7th round. And I went nuts because I'm a huge fan of Ryan Garcia. I'm rooting really hard for this kid. Me personally, I've never been a fan of the lightweight division, but now with like Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachenko, now you got Teofimo Lopez out there. But to me, Ryan Garcia is king of the lightweight division, and he's proven me right. And I got excited. I jumped out of my chair when he dropped Luke Campbell. It was an amazing sight to see, and it was awesome to see this young kid, you know, taking boxing by storm, and he's got a huge following. It's exciting times to be a boxing fan right now, man. It really is.
That's awesome.
So shout out to Ryan Garcia. Congrats on your 21st victory. I hope you're living it up right now. We cannot wait. I cannot wait to watch your next fight.
Off the Beaten podcast says I saw that liver shot. Terrible.
Oh, dude, it was so like lightning fast, dude. He didn't see it coming. Now keep in mind, Garcia. I'm sorry if I know this is a nerd channel, but I gotta say, Garcia got dropped in the 2nd round, and it was beautiful. You know why? Because people make say, hey, he's a Backstreet Boy, he's a pretty boy. No, this kid is an animal. He got up, he beat the count, got up, got his composure, and then he delivered a devastating liver shot. And I'm just glad he was able to overcome and prove that this kid's an animal. He's a fighter. He belongs in boxing. It's
right on.
I'm stoked for this kid. I really am.
Good deal.
So Mark, tell me about the other TV shows and movies and stuff that you watched during our break.
Oh man, so like I was saying, I binged season 3 of Cobra Kai. I had to devour that because I've been a fan of that show ever since it was on YouTube. Cindy and I found this show on HBO Max called Raised by Wolves.
I hear good things.
Amazing show. I'd kind of heard a few things about it, but I didn't really know what it was about. I certainly didn't know that Ridley Scott was attached to the project, and that just knowing that just made it automatically I gotta watch that. But yeah, like everything about that show is incredible. Like the cast is really powerful and compelling. The visuals are stunning, a great story. I mean, it's hard to like talk about it without giving spoilers, so I won't do that.
No, I hear
I'll just say you have HBO Max, you got to check it out.
Yeah, you and a lot of other people were talking about that show. Hey, Elena Jett is here. Paul Tackett is here. And Elena Jett says Ryan Garcia is an animal, but he's also a pretty boy. No, it's true though. Like he's got a lot of women like this kid, so he's like young Oscar De La Hoya. If you
I got you.
You remember that era.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, Raised by Wolves. But I need to watch Cobra Kai first. Raised by Wolves will probably be next on my list. There's so many good shows that are coming out. Speaking of shows, The Boys season 3 started production today. If I'm reading my sources right, The Boys season 3 is in production right now.
That is good to hear.
Yes.
You know, in the current environment, you never know, like when a production's going to be halted, when it's going to be shut down. It's nice to know that the wheels are turning for The Boys. I think collectively that's probably our favorite show. And so, yeah, like that puts it one step closer to us being able to watch it. Hopefully this coming year, they'll allow us to binge it as opposed to like every week. But, that's probably just.
I know they're going to like dingle it in front of us again. They'll probably do the same thing to release the first 3 episodes and then do week to week. That's just my feeling here. Shay Smithers says, I've always wondered how Donnie Yen would do in boxing. You know what? We did kind of see that in was it Ip Man 2? Or was it Ip Man 3?
Was it 2 where he fought the boxer?
Yeah, was it 2 or 3? I can't remember. Someone in the chat.
See, I get them all mixed up. I think it was 2.
Yeah, and I remember, and then Mike Tyson was in 3, but in the second one he fought that British boxer, right. And Sammo Hung was in it too, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think Donnie, he's old now, but I'm just saying that he has fast hands. I think he could probably box. I mean, look at Bruce Lee. I mean, you talk to your friend there, Dwight Woods. He will be the first to tell you that Jeet Kune Do took a lot from Muhammad Ali's style of boxing. So
absolutely. Yeah, it took a lot from Western boxing, and so I mean, I would be interested to see like a traditional like Chinese martial artist go up against a Western boxer. I don't think I've ever really seen that. Like I've seen martial artists and boxers do exhibition matches.
Yeah, and boxers do exhibition matches all the time.
Some mixed like influence.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'd like to see like a Shaolin purist or like, someone who's like just purely like Wing Chun.
Yeah.
Go up against, like a traditional Western boxer.
Shout out to Big Jack Films. He says, give Donnie Yen a lightsaber. Okay, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I'm assuming this is something to do that he was Rogue One, right?
Yes.
He played like some blind,
he was the best part of Rogue One to me. What's that?
He was like a blind warrior or something, right?
Right, yeah. But he wasn't a Jedi. He wasn't a Jedi.
Gotcha.
But he was dope in that.
Mark, any other shows or movies you got to catch on our break?
Man, how much time you got? I mean, I'm always watching new stuff. Cindy and I are always like looking for new shows to watch, and sometimes we just find stuff on accident. I found a really good comedy show. A lot of people knew about it before I did.
Yeah.
This show called Kim's Convenience. It's a Canadian comedy show. And it's really funny. It's about this guy who owns a convenience store and his family and just like the stuff that they get up to.
Like Clerks? Is it
It's
anything like
kind of,
Clerks?
it's not as like, I would say that, like how Clerks has kind of a raunchier sense of humor.
Yeah.
This isn't that. It's cleaner humor, but it's funny and it's clever. You know what I mean? And I think the reason why I like it so much is because it like represents the kind of world I want to live in. It has like, it's basically like all the different ethnic groups are like represented equally. If there's social issues, they address it without making it preachy.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's just constantly funny. So, it's on Netflix. So, if you are interested in it,
Yeah.
Each episode's like 20 minutes. So
Okay, that's good to know.
yeah, give it a shot.
Okay, so we got a good number of people here, so I guess we'll get to the meat and potatoes of the show. So Mark and I, and it's amazing because I thought for sure we'd have some crossover. We didn't. So we have about 12, maybe more films we want to talk about coming out in 2021. So Mark, I want to give you the honor. So Mark has 5 picks of the most anticipated movies plus an honorable mention. I have 5 picks and an honorable mention. And Mark, I would love for you to lead the way. So go ahead and give everybody your honorable mention for most anticipated movies of 2021.
Okay, so I actually have quite a few honorable mentions, but I'm just going to give you the one because if I sat here and said like, oh man, I really want to see this, and this, we'll be here all night. So my honorable mention is going to be Black Widow. Because for no other reason, that is going to be the movie that sort of like helps to push the MCU forward, right? So, we know that the reason why Falcon and Winter Soldier hasn't been released yet is because there's important information within Black Widow. And so I want to see it mainly for that. Of course, Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh, like in a movie together is going to be great. Both doing action. David Harbour's amazing.
Yes, David Harbour.
You know what I mean? And the villain is Taskmaster, which is like one of my favorite villains from the comics. And so I think that it's going to be a great movie. And even if it's not, at least we get a push forward into the MCU, and we'll get Falcon and Winter Soldier shortly after that. So I'm excited for that one.
$1 million question: does it go to theaters or does it go straight to Disney Plus?
That is the $1 million question. I think that like, we were all kind of assuming after that HBO Max move that like, oh, well, Disney's going to follow suit and Black Widow is going to be on Disney Plus, right? But I think after the backlash that Warner Brothers received, if they were considering it, they're not considering it now. So I know that at that investors meeting, they said that Black Widow is still going to be a theatrical release. So
I hope it is, because I'm trying my best. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't want to sign up for just because it's just I just have feelings towards it. So if it goes to a theater, I'll be happy to go see it in the theater.
Right. I would prefer to see it in the theater, but at the same time, with the circumstances, I'm fine with, if they decide that they do want to go ahead and just use the streaming platform, I'd be all for it.
Absolutely.
I just want to see it either way.
Yes. I'm sorry. I've seen people in the chat. They're fighting over Godzilla versus Kong, and it's downright hilarious between Scry and Adam, who are bitter rivals in the kaiju community when it comes to debating Kong and stuff. So I'm laughing pretty hard. Mark, go ahead and give us your number 5 pick.
Oh man, Coming to America 2.
Yes.
I've been waiting for this movie since 1988.
Amazon Prime too.
Right. You know what I mean? That's like the best part, and everything that I've seen as far as the trailers has been great, has been hilarious. All of the old like nostalgic tropes are there, pretty much, all the best characters from the first film are there, except for Samuel L. Jackson, which I wish he was in that. If they found a way to bring him back and be thrashed again, that'd be great. But yeah, I think it's going to be hilarious. And like I said, I've been waiting 30 plus years for a sequel, and I'm just really, really glad that we're getting it.
Yeah, no, consider me excited too. I mean, when they first announced it, here's the thing I'm happy about, okay? There was a time where I'm not saying Eddie Murphy was washed up. I'm saying that there was a time where Eddie Murphy kind of got away got away from what made him funny in the first place. Started doing the family comedies. He had a lot of box office bombs, and now in recent years, he's refound his footing. He's getting back to the real true Eddie Murphy comedy roots, and now here we are, a true Eddie Murphy comedy. A movie that not launched his career, but one of his biggest movies from the 80s, and I'm glad he's coming back to it. So I feel like we got the true Eddie Murphy back, and I'm excited and I love it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. You know what I mean? Not only do we get Eddie Murphy back, but we also get Arsenio Hall back, who took a long break from acting to raise his kids. And so now that his kids are older, now he feels like more comfortable, step back into the limelight, and the timing couldn't be better. And so, now we get those two back together, Hakeem and Simi and all of the barbershop characters that they play. And, you know what I mean? Like, I
love it when Eddie does multiple roles. I love it when he does multiple roles.
That's his greatest gift. And so like I said, man, I am beyond stoked for it.
And before we get to our next one, shout out to Brian from Monstrosity, who just came in. Thank you for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Scotty Bannock says, I hope this helps Eddie Murphy to get to do a Golden Child Part 2. I'm all for that as well.
I want the knife.
So, Mark, give us number 3 on your list.
Okay, I'm going to go with Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. And, the reason why I picked that is because, as you know, I'm a huge martial arts fan. Shang-Chi was... while it's not like the most popular comic right now, it was a big comic like in the late 70s, early 80s, right around the time when I was starting to read comics. And so,
and martial arts was big at that time too. Bruce Lee, I mean, even though Bruce Lee already passed away,
because of the wuxia phase, the wuxia trend, and Bruce Lee's death and everything like that. There was a huge surge in martial arts in general.
Yeah.
And so to have that character be a part of the Marvel universe, and to have, and to have him now come into the MCU is exciting to me.
Yeah.
And, you have Simu Liu from Kim's Convenience, which I just mentioned. He's going to be playing Shang-Chi. I had my doubts about him, but then recently I saw a video of him doing basically, it wasn't sparring, but they were doing fight choreography. It was him and 2 of his friends. The guy's legit. The guy can really fight.
Now, isn't Michelle Yeoh in it too?
Michelle Yeoh is also in it too.
Yes.
So I mean, we're gonna see some good action in this one.
I can't wait.
I have no doubt about it. It's gonna be great. So so that's taking my number 4 spot.
Yeah, this. I almost want to put this as an honorable mention for me, but I'm excited. Among all the Marvel movies coming out this year, Shang-Chi's the one I'm excited about, because this is basically the Marvel Mortal Kombat, and I'm all for it. I really cannot wait.
That's a good way to look at it. I never even thought about that. Now, of course, it's not going to have any crazy fatalities like Mortal Kombat.
But the story and the martial arts setting, it's got Mortal Kombat written all over it. So I'm all here for it. So, Mark, go ahead and give us your next one.
A Quiet Place 2.
Yup.
When I saw A Quiet Place 1, it blew me away. It completely blew me away. Mm-hmm. I had no idea that John Krasinski, the dude from The Office, you know what I mean, could put together something like this with his wife, Emily Blunt, and create such a level of intensity and suspense with virtually no words in the whole thing.
Yeah.
The way that they used silence throughout that whole thing was just incredible to me. And the story behind all of that stuff, it was just it was so captivating. And the trailers that I'm seeing for part 2, like that clip. I don't know if anybody out there has not seen the trailer, but basically they show the beginning of everything. Like they show like what it was like before, you know, those creatures came. And so I'm stoked to see this movie. I've been waiting pretty much a year.
Yeah.
You know, like when was it supposed to? It was supposed to come out originally in March.
Fun
right.
fact.
So we're almost at the 1 year mark. Yeah.
The first movie was filmed in Little Falls, New York, which is about 30 minutes from where I live.
Really? Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
Yeah, Little Falls, New York, small town, middle of nowhere. About an hour from Syracuse. It's just east of Utica, New York.
Okay.
Like I said, small dinky town. Fun fact, that's where I got my dog, a breeder in Little Falls, New York. But yes, they filmed the first Quiet Place at that town.
That's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Right
And I want to just give a shout out to another horror movie I'm excited for, even though I have a little bit of skepticism, is Halloween Kills. I hope Halloween Kills is good, but there's something in the back of my mind telling me that they're gonna screw up the franchise again. I don't know. But yeah, we got a plethora of good horror movies coming out here.
Yeah. I also want to see. This isn't on my list, but I also want to see like the sequel to Don't Breathe. I love that movie.
Yeah, they're filming that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that one.
And Mark, your number 2 pick.
Number 2 pick is going to be the Eternals. I have a lot of comic book stuff on here. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah,
it's
like
NerdCage,
you know,
man. This is what it is.
Absolutely. You know, and I you know, not only am I a big fan of the MCU, but Angelina Jolie is in this, man. She doesn't do bad stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and just she's one of those actresses that like, if she's in it, like it automatically elevates it. Yeah. You know, so, you know, having her in it, having Kit Harington play the Black Knight, you know, it's gonna be exciting. So I'm definitely interested in that one. Really looking forward to that one.
Yeah. I mean, they had to get an ensemble cast because, I mean, the Eternals, I mean, it's not really like the biggest Marvel property, but I'm all for it because here's the thing, Mark. I'm personally like, I'm okay. Like, I feel like, you know, Iron Man, Captain America, and all of them, their story has been told. I'm ready to move on with new characters in the MCU.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, the Eternals, I'm definitely like, you know, gonna go check out. You know, I'd hope to see it in the movie theater. You know, pending everything that's going on right now. But yeah, like I said, I put these characters in the past. I'm ready to move forward with the MCU with new characters moving forward. So we'll see how this Eternals comes out. So. Your number 1 pick, who's making a lot of waves in the news and stuff. Go ahead, your number 1 pick.
I'm sure that most people out here know what I'm gonna say for real. Like Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Like if any movie should be coming out in a theater for you to watch, it should be that one. Like, you know, and only a guy like Denis Villeneuve, I think, right now can do a movie like this.
And it's daunting, a very daunting task.
Yeah, super daunting task, you know what I mean? Like, and just everything that I've seen so far, you know, looks amazing in that movie. I mean, you've got an all-star cast with it. You've got, you know, great, grand, epic, you know, visuals to go along with it. And that director, which of course gave us Blade Runner, the last Blade Runner movie, which was visually incredible.
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah, I think you'll really dig it. But yeah, like that is every time that they have like made some kind of announcement about like whether or not it's staying on its date or moving or doing this or doing that, like I've always like been on pins and needles about it because I've just been waiting a really long time to see it. So that's my number 1. So let's get into yours.
Before we do, let's get to some of these chats here. Paul Tech at Zombieland was a great movie too. Zombieland 2 was a great movie too, but it was 10 years too long. Scribe Production says that's the one I want to see too. I think he's referring to The Quiet Place. Off the Beaten says, I feel like I've seen this movie, but not exactly sure. I have to rewatch it. Shay Smithers says, I'd love to see. Ooh, here's a good comment. I'd love to see John Krasinski and Emily Blunt get casted for Mr. Incredible and Invisible Woman for Fantastic Four in the MCU. I'm 100% agree with you, Shay. Zilla Punk, welcome to the chat. He says, what I miss. Well, you just missed Mark's picks, but thanks for coming in. Kat says, I forgot the Eternals was coming out. Paul Tackett. Tomb Raider was so-so. I can agree to that. The lovely Cindy Lou Withers is here. She says, Angelina's elevating things, he said. Wink. And laughing.
Oh,
Brian laughed about that. Paul says Angelina was great in Dawn 60 Seconds. Yes. And Kat says, agree with Jay. We want to see more MCU characters moving forward. So, all right. So, I guess transition to my picks here. So, let me get my images ready here for you guys here. So, my first honorable mention is going to be one that no one's talking about enough, in my opinion. Rocky IV Director's Cut. Yes, this is actually a thing. Okay, I am not, for those who don't know, I'm not making this up. Sylvester Stallone for the past several months have been working on a whole entire recut, redo of Rocky IV. And he wasn't BSing because on Twitter, he actually showed footage of the fight between Creed and Drago, and he's showing footage where Creed gets dropped. He gets dropped in the fight, and he's getting the 10 count. And I'm like, oh my God, Stallone's really doing this. And I know this is going to break Mark's heart, and it's broken a lot of people's hearts. It is confirmed that Stallone is taking out the robot. Pauly's robot. Stallone's taking out Pauly's robot. So here's the impression. We can definitely get into this.
Okay.
I think, we've talked about this on all of our Rocky stuff. Is Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 is like the turning point where Rocky turned into an boxing action movie instead of a boxing drama.
Right.
I'm thinking that Stallone is trying to dramatize Rocky 4 a little more.
Trying to bring it back to its origin and give it more pathos. Yeah, like that makes sense. And it would fall in line with like the current like Creed movies, their tone and so yeah.
And I have my criticism of Rocky 4 too, so I'm hoping that they explain a little more, especially the aftermath of Apollo's death. So I'm definitely really looking forward to see, and I'm excited. I mean, any Rocky movie, any Creed movie, I am there. So yes, Rocky 4 Director's Cut is coming. I'm assuming straight to video. We don't know when, but I'm confident it's going to be in 2021 because Stallone's been hard at work at it this past year since the pandemic.
So I have like a kind of like a dumb question, right? So I read like recently that Stallone like actually like regrets killing off Apollo in Rocky 4.
Okay.
So since this is the director's cut, do you think there's a chance that they'll change the outcome and maybe he lives or something like that?
I'm gonna say no, but if he does, then we can just say that the Rocky franchise officially has its Zelda Ocarina of Time, where it splits into two different timelines.
Right, alternate timeline. Right.
Yeah, an alternate timeline. If that were to happen, though, Mark, no, it's not super cool. If that were to happen, I'm all for it because I would love to see how Apollo would react to losing like that.
Right.
But I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, I think we're just gonna get more drama inserted into this recut of Rocky 4. So I'm all for it. Okay,
yeah,
so again, that's my honorable mention. So, all right, everybody in the chat, because I know my kaiju people are here, and you've been waiting for this. So my number 5, yes, it's number 5, not my number 1. My number 5 is Godzilla vs. Kong.
All right. I thought that would be higher on your list, to be honest. I really thought that'd be like your number 2 or your number 1.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to give anything away, but I know a lot about this movie, more than I probably should. So I think it kind of killed my excitement just a little bit, and the fact that Warner Brothers has been really dragging their feet with this movie. It's been postponed several times, even before the pandemic. But at the end of the day, it's a Godzilla movie. It's the pay-per-view rematch that I want to see. Hashtag I'm part of Team Kong. Yes, I'm for Team Kong in this movie. I don't care. Big Jack, I'm with you. Team Kong all day. So yes, Godzilla vs. Kong is number 5. I will be watching it the moment it drops on HBO Max. I'm excited. I hope it's better than King of the Monsters. I'm not saying King of the Monsters is a bad movie, but to me, King of the Monsters is kind of like a middle-of-the-pack Godzilla film. I hope this movie's better, but knowing everything I know, I don't know. But maybe when it's executed on screen, maybe I'll be like, yes, and I'll be jumping around like a 5-year-old like I used to every time Godzilla was on. So, I'm all for it. So, I see Paul tagging Godzilla vs. Kong. Drama has me saying, meh. Yeah. All right. So next, number 4 for Jay St. G's picks of 2021 movies. At number 4, I have Suicide Squad 2. James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Now you're talking. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Confirmed this week. Suicide Squad 2 is officially rated R. Not that I didn't know that, but it's good to know knowing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's James Gunn, so obviously, you know what I mean, he's going to pull out all the stops. I mean, I don't really care about the rating personally. I just want a good story, and I know that James Gunn's going to deliver with that. I'm especially excited to see some of these characters. Like, I really want to see Peacemaker in this. I think John Cena is going to be hilarious. Yes. And so, and of course, you know, the return of Harley Quinn, you know, like, you know, Margot Robbie's just been doing an amazing job. Even though I didn't like Birds of Prey, I liked her in that movie. Yeah. And so, you know, I know she's going to bring it. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, well, I got to disagree with you on one thing, Mark. I do care about the rating. You know why? Because when you have characters like King Shark in this movie and you want to see him, like, bite a man's head off or something crazy, like, you got to make it rated R. You got to bring all the guns, guts, and glory and vulgarity. Like, it's got to happen, especially with this cast that is assembled for this movie. I cannot wait. It's coming in August, and like, I'm all for it. I cannot wait when we will do a watch party. Let me reiterate, we will do a Suicide Squad watch party. Absolutely. And I cannot wait to put bets down. Mark and I and anybody else, Dion, if you guys want in on this, we should start putting bets down on who lives, who dies.
Oh, okay.
We can have fun with that. Like,
yeah,
maybe like a week before the movie drops, we'll do a show and be like, all right, let's place our bets. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? And why? I think we can have a lot of fun with this movie. I think this movie's really gonna help our channel and do a watch party. And I think everyone's gonna be excited for it. Spoiler discussions. I'm all for it. If you guys thought the Wonder Woman 84 ride that we have going on so far, wait until this movie comes out, because this movie is just gonna. I think this movie is gonna surpass Wonder Woman 84 by far. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's a low bar, but yeah.
Yeah, we still got 7 months now, but, you know, hopefully we'll get like another trailer or something soon. Again, really excited. So next, at number 3, it's to no surprise to anybody here, the Mortal Kombat reboot coming in April.
I thought that would be your number 1, man.
No, it's not. It's not. You see, I'm making you all guess.
Right, full of surprises.
So number 3 is Mortal Kombat because we don't know anything about it, other than the cast and who's playing who. We don't know anything. We haven't seen no trailer. We know it's coming in April. Shout out to Master Priscina, because I'm sure we'll definitely have him on when this movie comes out. So yes, you can book it. That we're gonna do definitely with a lot of these HBO movies. We will do watch parties. And again, Mortal Kombat is something near and dear to my heart, and I can't wait. I really hope it's good. Because I will be, if it's bad, I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna be the first to say it, and I'm gonna be very critical of this movie. I'm going in. Listen, I'm going in with like a magnifying glass. Like, I'm gonna be criticizing every nook and cranny. I've been a lifelong fan. I really hope this movie is good. So.
Yeah.
So Mark, what are your thoughts?
I think it's definitely going to be better than Annihilation. So we can take some solace in that. So if you can sit through that movie, then you know it's going to be decent.
Oh yeah, it's not even. I mean, listen, if it's bad, I mean, it's not going to be Annihilation bad. We'll just. Exactly. I'm just hoping that. I know what they're trying to do with this movie. They want to make a cinematic universe, like, and with a property like Mortal Kombat, you kind of have to, because there's so many characters from so many different backgrounds. So many realms, like, I really hope this movie is good. And I hope that this movie, they expand on characters we may not see, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, they have assembled, like, well-known international martial artists, including Louis Tan. So, you know, so at least Louis Tan, you know, gives me a bit of confidence going in. And James Wan is producing the movie. James Wan has a good resume when it comes to, like, producing movies. I mean, look what he did with Aquaman, Saw, The Conjuring,
right.
He revived Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, he did breathe new life into that.
I'm excited that James Wan is involved in this. I mean, it's too bad he wasn't directing, but at least he's got his fingerprints on this movie. So that gives me some hope too. So Louis Tan and James Wan give me hopes for this Mortal Kombat reboot coming in April.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited for it too.
Number 2, we got Justice League Snyder Cut. This is my number 2.
All right. Listen. Does that count as a movie though? Because it's a 4-part, it's going to be a 4-episode series on HBO Max. So shouldn't that count as a show?
Well, here's the thing though. They're going to, after the 4th episode comes out, there's going to be a 4-hour cut. And Warner Brothers yesterday just announced that it is coming on 4K Blu-ray as a 4-hour movie.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't heard that. Okay, yeah, so
but
I guess
yes, it is broken up into 4 parts. Yes. But there's going to be a 4-hour long cut. So
cool.
Yes. I mean, we are going to ride this movie hard. I know Mark's going to be ready with his magnifying glass on this movie.
Absolutely. Like, you know, what did you dub me on the Home Alone series that we did? You said, like, the king of all nitpicks. So, so I'm going to be looking at this probably with a fine-tooth comb. I'm actually, like, really excited for it because I know that it's going to be a vastly different storyline than what Joss Whedon did when he kind of took over the project. We're going to get to see Zack Snyder's original vision. You know, that could be really great. It could be really terrible, but I'm here for the ride. I'm actually excited to see exactly what changes take place and what that's going to mean for these characters.
Yeah, now keep in mind, though, I just want to say this right now. I'm not going to dog anybody who doesn't like Zack Snyder's work, but let me just say that be happy for Zack Snyder that he got the opportunity to finish his movie that was originally his. And I'm really excited that we're going to get Gal Gadot back. We're going to get Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. Like, everybody's in this, so I'm glad we get to see these characters. It's just too bad we're getting all this, Ray Fisher hoopla right now, but at least we get to see, and it'll be more interesting. I know they said, hey, Zack Snyder's done with this. This is one and done. But if this movie's good and it blows up, we'll see what happens. If you want my honest opinion, I think what's going to happen is, if this is good, just my prediction, I have no proof, speculating here.
Right.
If this is good, I think we get a Ben Affleck miniseries, prequel.
Right. Well, I really hope that is the case. You know what I mean? Like, I know that Zach has kind of said that he's like ready to move on after this. Like, he just kind of wanted to complete it.
Yeah.
He's got other projects. He's really busy.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that I really want to come out of this is I want a big win for Ben Affleck. He's my favorite Batman.
Agreed.
Anybody that's ever played him.
Yes.
Even the movies that I have not liked in the DCEU where he's appeared, I've liked him in those movies.
Yeah.
And so what I've heard about his original script and the plot for it and story arc and the characters involved, super exciting, way more exciting than anything that I've seen out of the DCEU so far.
Yeah.
And so he's allowed to bring that to fruition and he's willing to do that. I would love to see that even on the small screen.
Yeah, so, I mean, basically, we're kind of getting, like I just mentioned before, we just said with the Rocky IV director's cut, is we're probably going to see, like, a split of the timelines.
Right.
And I'm okay with that, because you know what? Like, look at Star Trek.
Right.
I mean, if Star Trek could have two different, series going, different movie universes going, DC can certainly do that, especially with the HBO Max platform.
Right. Well, they've been doing it. I mean, if you really think about, like, when Hamada took over, one of the first projects he did was Joker, right? So
yeah.
Joker is an Elseworld story, has nothing to do with the DCEU proper, and you have Joaquin Phoenix playing the role, you have Jared Leto playing the role, and people are not confused by that. He's announced that there's going to be 2 cinematic universes that have 2 different Batman in it, and I don't hear any objections from anybody. All I hear is excitement.
Well, we very well could get 3 different Batmen, because we could be getting, Pattinson, Keaton, and Affleck. Right. I know they said they confirmed Affleck's gonna be like that the Flash.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a one and done, but I'm hoping that after, depending on how good this movie is and how well it's received, if it blows up the way that you and I hope, then maybe that will mean something for, something more for these characters going forward.
And another thing is, knowing everything I know, now I'm just saying the only reason I know everything about this movie as much as I do is because of Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith really, really chopped it up on his podcast about some of the guys who worked on Justice League and everything else. So he talked about the story arc. So I know everything that's going in this movie. I know everything what's probably going to happen. But at the same time, because, this may be his one and done, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of minor changes towards the end. So it's going to be interesting to see what's really going to happen, knowing everything I know. And then we also heard about Jared Leto being in the movie. We confirmed that Martian Manhunter is going to be in it. So, it's not been confirmed. Zach just teased it. So, And I'm still betting, even though it hasn't been officially announced, I'm betting we're going to see a Green Lantern in this movie. I'm betting on it. It's got to happen. Even some kind of reference.
At least a cameo. Yeah. At least a cameo or like a post-credit. That would be pretty cool.
And the thing is,
we know that the Green Lantern series is coming.
Yeah, so and another thing, too, is, how we've always talked about in the past, well, you can't cram too much in a movie. Well, this you can. It's 4 hours long. So the more I'm hearing stuff about this movie, it's 4 hours long. There's going to be plenty of wiggle room here, and I really can't wait to see. We're going to ride this movie hard. We got confirmation that the first episode's going to drop Thursday, March 25th. So you bet your sweet ass we're going to have live spoiler discussions. Not a watch party. We'll have live spoiler discussions, and I'm thinking about getting a whole ensemble of guests to talk about this movie with us. That's the plan anyway. So, number one.
I'm all for it.
Number 1. No Time to Die. I was shattered when this movie got postponed last year. I really was. I want to see Daniel Craig go out the way he's got to go out. No Time to Die is my most anticipated movie. I'm a James Bond fan, and Craig is my favorite Bond, and I really cannot wait to see how this is going to end. And all the previews, and not to mention Rami Malek as the villain.
I was going to say.
Oh my God! Let's get it. No Time to Die is coming in April. Will it stream? I doubt it. They're really trying to keep this theatrical release. I just want this movie to succeed, because with or without Craig, I want more Bond movies moving forward. I hate to see 007 die because of the pandemic. So, yes, this is a movie that everyone needs to support. The final Daniel Craig James Bond movie, and I feel like it's gonna conclude one way or another.
Right. Now, I'm unlike you in that I'm not a huge Bond fan. I don't dislike James Bond by any means, but like I can watch a Bond movie, but I'm not like super excited. With this one, though, like everything that I've seen in the trailers and things that I've read about the story, like the plot and stuff like that, it does have me pretty hyped, especially like when we talked about that on our podcast. We talked about that trailer that we saw, that one scene where he's like riding the motorcycle up the stair and then he jumps the building and lands on the top of the other building. Like I gotta see what leads up to that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just think that's going to be like a really exciting film overall. And like you said, Rami Malek's in it. You know, he's an amazing actor, and to have him as the villain is going to be pretty sick. So that's going to definitely.
I know. Okay, we'll get to our big reveal here in a minute here, but I just want to say I know this movie's going to be good. You know why? Because this is the 5th James Bond film with Daniel Craig. So let's talk odd numbers. The first movie, Casino Royale, possibly the best Bond movie of all time. The second one was Quantum of Solace. I know a lot of people disliked it. I liked it. It wasn't
I thought it was
nowhere near
okay.
as good.
Yeah.
Skyfall, number 3 was fantastic. Skyfall was fantastic. And then Spectre let me down a little bit, but I still enjoyed it. So now this is the 5th movie. Let's bring it back to that Casino Royale and Skyfall level of greatness.
Yeah, plus, like you said, it's his last one. They're going to go big. You know what I mean? They're going to end it on a high note.
I'm just looking at the chat right now. Shay Smithers says he's with me. Brian says, is No Time to Die getting an IMAX release? That'd be one. Yes, it is. Last I knew. Paul Taggart says Michelle Yeoh was the best thing in Tomorrow Never Dies. Agreed.
Correct answer. Yes.
And Scribe Productions, Adam says, I feel like I'm over 007. Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, I say to you, if you haven't seen the Daniel Craig movies, give those a chance. I will say start with Casino Royale. I really feel like that breathed new life into Bond at the time it needed it most, because I feel like there's 2 things that killed the James Bond for me. 1 was Pierce Brosnan, and 2, Austin Powers. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the Austin Powers movies, but let's say what it is. The Austin Powers movies exploited the James Bond films. And Daniel Craig brought the grittiness. What Chris Nolan did for Batman, Daniel Craig did the same thing for James Bond. And it made it gritty. It was more believable, it was more relatable, and it was more exciting. So, again, I gotta see how this ride ends. And like I said, I was shattered when the movie got postponed. It was like right there, and then 2020 happened in full swing.
Right.
So yeah. This is my movie. I'm sorry that most of my movies were really 2020 movies, but you know what?
But that makes the anticipation that much more intense.
So yes, I'm saying I've been waiting like more than a year. Okay, so we got 15 people here, so I feel like it's time to drop the news.
Yep.
We have a special guest coming in February, and let me pause this music here. I'm really, really excited to give this big reveal. Big shout out to Marq. This was all Marq. I had nothing to do with this. Marq was all about to put this together. So I'm happy to make this special announcement right here, right now on NerdCage Live. So for everybody right now in the chat, behold.
There goes the neighborhood. Body count. Body count. Flat on my black hoodie and pull up on my head. I didn't have a gun, so why am I dead? You didn't have to shoot me, and that's a known fact. Necessary evil.
Yes. Oh, yes, Marq. William Dorsey, a.k.a. Ill Will, the drummer of Body Count.
Yep.
Let's get
I
it.
am
February
stoked.
4th. Dude, I love Body Count, dude. This is like...
Me too. Me too, man. Like, I've been a fan for, how many years? I'm not even gonna say how many years, because that'll just make me feel real old. But I've been a Body Count fan for a very long time, and I just like decided to just take a stab and just ask him if he wanted to come on the show, and he was more than down. So I was, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm really, really excited to have Ill Will on the show. I got a lot of questions to ask him. I know
so
you
do
guys
I.
will too. And
So
live
live Q&A, everybody. Ill Will Body Count. Yes, Ice-T's Body Count. Hopefully this will lead to Ice-T following him soon. Yes, I've reached out to Ice-T and he hasn't responded to me. But I'm stoked we got Ill Will. It's just I can't wait to ask Ill Will questions about Ice-T and his movies and stuff. I want to hear his perspective, how it's like to work with Ice, who is a living legend. And I will say this, man, Ill Will is just as great as a drummer as Beatmaster V was. And the current lineup of Body Count is the best since the original lineup. And like I said, I cannot wait to chop it up with Ill Will. I cannot believe he agreed to come on this show February 4th.
Right. This is my favorite. Yeah, this is my favorite lineup of Body Count, actually. And I am actually a really big fan of Ill Will. I really like his drumming. I like his style. I love that. I love that cover album that they came out with, those cover songs. I really like that. I really like that track "No Lives Matter" that they came out with recently. That's my theme song. Like when I drive to work, I'm like listening to that like pretty much every day. So I am really, really excited. I want to ask him about, since he, got into the band like the late 2000s, like what was that process like? I want to know like what is it like to come into a band like that, that's really big. I have a ton of questions.
So do I. Like I said, filling in the shoes of Beatmaster V, rest in peace, Beatmaster V. And like I said, like ever since Ill Will has come into the lineup of Body Count's been on a roll with fantastic Grammy-nominated albums.
Yep.
So like,
absolutely.
It was Manslaughter, and then Manslaughter we got what was after Manslaughter? Forgive me. It was the one where it's got the guy in the white mask, and then after that was Cannibal. Oh, it was Bloodlust. Okay, Bloodlust. Yeah. So it was Manslaughter, Bloodlust, and then Cannibal, and then the newest one that just came out. So like they've been on a roll, and it's been the same lineup the past 4 albums. When the first album was the original lineup, the second album was the original lineup, the third album, 2 of the members passed away. The fourth album was kind of a letdown. And then finally, when Ill Will came into the fold with Manslaughter, like they hit a whole new stride, and I'm very happy that. And I'm really happy for Ice-T, and I'm really happy for Ernie C. I worship Ernie C. I've met him before. Like, Ernie C. is one of the most underrated guitarists. So, yeah, I really cannot wait to get into it with Ill Will and ask him a bunch of questions about the band and Ice-T. And, of course, our standard nerd questions that we always ask our fellow musicians. So, yes, I hope everybody is excited for Ill Will. Again, everybody in the chat, thank Marq. Marq was the one that put this together. I'm just like, hey, Brian, see ya. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yep, and look at that. Like, Off the Beaten podcast, he's like, yeah, I love Ill Will. And Scotty's like, dude. And then Big Check says, meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice. He loves that I love that transition. I'm never getting rid of that transition, by the way.
Yeah.
Fall One Gaming, he's like, yo, it's Lemonade, man. So yeah, I'm like I said, color me excited. So, all right, so it's 9 o'clock, guys. We can open up the floor for a little bit here and call it a night. So, if you guys got anything, this is your chance. Pop us some questions and whatnot. Man, what a great show we put together. I'm glad everyone came. I was like thinking, oh my God, we've been gone for so long. I was just wondering, like, oh, guys, are people going to show up? We've been gone for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys, like, coming to hang out with us. Like, this is our first show back. And so, I know that we were pretty hyped, but we were definitely, like, worried that we were going to be the only people here.
Yeah.
So
Paul Tackett says thank you, Marq.
Yeah, thank you for showing up. So.
Oof, man. So, Marq, I wanted to bring this up here since we're open up. We'll wait for these questions to come in if anyone's got questions. You sent me a link a couple of days ago about this World War II, not World War II movie, but a movie coming to Amazon Prime about a Japanese boxer.
Oh, what was the name of that movie? Master Pacina sent me that.
Oh, Master Pacina sent it to you. Oh.
Yeah, he sent it to me, and then I was just like, I've got to see this movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the boxing in it, the fighting looks so authentic. And, it's just, I wish I could remember the name of the movie now. Like, put me on the spot. Oh. But, yeah.
Yeah, wait. Actually, I can pull up on my phone real quick. So, okay. But yeah, it's a movie that takes place during World War II, and it's about a Japanese boxer. And then, now, is this based on a true story or no?
I don't know.
It's coming on Amazon Prime in what, March? I forgot when the release date is. Hold on, I'm scrolling through.
What is it called?
I'm going through my face. I'm literally going through my Facebook right now. I know you sent it. I'll know when I see it here.
Paul Tackett says
In Full Bloom.
Boy, and it's no, but what's
In Full Bloom. That's the name.
Oh, In Full. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's available now. Okay.
Oh, we can watch it now.
Yeah,
Cool.
so it came out in December. Okay, so yeah, there's a movie out called In Full Bloom, and I guess Mike Tyson's raving about it too.
Yeah.
It's about a Japanese boxer during World War II. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I definitely got to see this.
I will definitely be watching that this weekend. So.
Okay, so Paul Tackett says Old Boy. No, that's not the name of the movie. It's In Full Bloom.
And that's a Korean. Yeah, that's a Korean movie, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Have you never seen Old Boy?
No.
What? Oh, yeah. Get your whole life together like right now and watch that. You have to see it. It's I hate the ending. The ending is stupid, but it's a pretty sick movie. You really need to watch it.
All right. Fallen One Gaming says any anticipation for gaming movies in 2021 such as Uncharted or Resident Evil. I don't really care about Uncharted, but Resident Evil, yes. So the Resident Evil reboot's coming in 2021, I think September. What an interesting year for Resident Evil. Resident Evil's got a game. Resident Evil 8, the game, comes out in August. You got Resident Evil TV series coming to Netflix. And then you got a brand new Resident Evil movie reboot. Like, all dropping at the same time. And by the way, this year marks the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil, the game.
Oh, cool.
So Resident Evil's making a huge making noise this year. Shay Smithers, earlier when we were talking about the Rami Malek in No Time to Die, it got me thinking he would be great as Nightcrawler for the X-Men.
Oh, that's one that like you didn't know that you wanted that until somebody said. Now it's all I can see. Now it's like, oh my God, he would be perfect.
You know what we should do?
Perfect for that.
You know what we should do before we even get like an X-Men announcement? We should just recast the act. We should do a whole
fan casting.
Yes, we should do a fan casting live episode. Bring on Dion and a few other people. Let's do a fan cast episode of X-Men, like who we want for all the X-Men going into
into the reboot.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, me and my friends back in Miami, when I used to live there, we used to play this game where we would take the X-Men title and we would recast it, but we would pick a year. So like, let's say, what if the movie came out in 1977? Who would play Wolverine? Who would play Storm? And and we would make a whole game out of it.
Oh yeah, we could definitely do that on this show live. It would have to be live.
Yeah, it would have to be live.
Let's see. Scribe Production says, have you seen Monster Hunter yet? No, I'm interested just because of Paul Anderson and Mila Jovovich. I like those two together. I like what they did with Resident Evil. I'm definitely interested in the Monster Hunter movie. Off the Beaten Podcast says, sorry guys, have you seen The Sound of Metal? No, I know what that is.
I've been wanting to see that. Yeah,
that's the one about the deaf drummer, right?
Right.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I agree. Fan casting would be awesome. Yes. Yeah. We would definitely have to assemble a whole crew of NerdCage guests and just
that'd be fun.
Just go to war and just make our picks and like no, it should be this guy. Like,
yeah.
The most interesting.
I already know who I would pick for some of them.
I know too, but I think the most fun would be casting the new Wolverine. Probably the most fun in that. But man, Shay,
new Wolverine, new Professor X, new Storm for me.
Shay Smithers, dude, great. Rami Malek is Nightcrawler. What a good pick,
wow.
Man.
I don't think I could top that.
I think Shay Smithers I have to give that dude credit for giving birth to this idea.
Yeah. Props. Yeah, like now that is in my head, I'm gonna be mad if anybody else gets cast as Nightcrawler and be like, wasn't Rami Malek.
Mark, you got anything else, man?
I don't, man. I'm just happy to be back doing this and, eager for these movies to come out. Trying to think of like other movie news. So, I'm sure you heard about the Michael Keaton as Batman going forward rumors.
Yep. Yeah, that's been right.
Yeah,
Yeah, John
so-
Campio's been really, talking about that really hard, and there's like saying, is he the
Yeah,
permanent
and-
Bat? No, he's not the permanent Batman. Blah blah blah.
Right, yeah, it's been completely debunked, and so
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm surprised, I mean, ever since the DC fandom, they've been pretty quiet about that. I'm surprised there hasn't been more and more information coming out about Keaton and whatnot.
well, I'm sure that they're trying to keep a lot of stuff under wraps as it relates to Flashpoint because they probably don't want to give
And of
a lot
course,
of
the
spoilers.
latest, Ray Fisher being written out of.
Well,
Flash.
we don't necessarily know that he was even was going to be in Flashpoint to begin with. I'm sure that because it went through multiple script changes, and so I'm sure there is a script or two that has Cyborg in it, but maybe the final version that they're going to be using, maybe Cyborg isn't in it at all. And so, we don't know one way or the other. And that might be part of Ray Fisher's ire. You know what I mean? Like, it might be part of why he's kind of going ham. Because if you notice, like, he started attacking Walter Hamada, but he's not saying anything. Like, John Campion and Robert Meyer Burnett said this on their show.
Yep,
like, he's not even telling you what Walter Hamada did. And if it was me, like, I would, you know what I mean? If something egregious happened to me at whatever, like my job now, and it was something worthy of like lawsuits or something like that, I would be saying what it is. But he's not. He's just like bashing Walter Hamada, presumably for stuff that was out of his control at the time that movie was being filmed.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's how I honestly look at it. Again, I don't know what happened. I'm definitely supporting Ray Fisher just because Momoa backed him up, and now Gal Gadot just recently backed him up too. But like, here's the thing. Josh Whedon can't find work anymore. Mission accomplished. You got your wish that no one's gonna touch Josh Whedon anymore, or at least not for a long time anyway.
Right.
Walter Hamada, I don't know what he did, but I'm sure he was the one that brought Whedon in. But like, what I just feel like, hey, you got your victory. Whedon's is pretty much not going to get work anymore. I thought he'd be good with that, and not to mention Zack Snyder with the Snyder Cut. Cyborg's going to get a lot more time in the movie in this version. I thought he'd be happy with what's going on right now, especially with the Snyder Cut coming out. But now, with this whole, I'm done with DC, because of Walter Hamada, who just signed a contract extension.
Right.
Like, it's just a damn shame because I actually like Ray Fisher in the role, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more Cyborg. And now we're not gonna get that no more. Sucks.
I mean, not to bash the guy, but I could honestly take him or leave him as an actor.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't super impressed with him in Justice League.
But when we see this
make no
version,
bones about the fact that I didn't like the movie. Period.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he really brought anything special to that character. He was just stoic, and you could really put anybody in that role.
Yeah.
And if they did decide to have a cyborg in there, I don't see a problem with recasting it. I think that you should.
Yeah.
Hey,
shout out to Will Wild Band in here. Will, thanks for coming in here, man. Thanks for dropping in.
Awesome.
Sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. Like, no, but all I'm saying is that, like, this is definitely the wrong move. Like, like he, just decides to just randomly just start attacking people at Warner Brothers when your future there is questionable at best, and now not only does that sour your relationship with the studio that, you were probably hoping to have a future with, but you're probably going to have a hard time getting picked up for any films going forward because producers are going to be like, well, do I really want to work with this guy?
Yeah.
I know I would, so.
And shout out to Paul Taggy. He says, I like the actor in Doom Patrol that played Cyborg. I, honest to God, I
like him a lot better.
I'm not saying the actor was bad. I just didn't like the look that he had in Doom Patrol. And on top of that, I feel like Cyborg doesn't fit Doom Patrol. I wish they saved him I wish he was in Titans.
Sure.
Oh,
but
speaking
all
of
that aside,
Doom Patrol season 3 started production too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, like just to sort of like to to respond. Like, if you took that actor and just like took all the other stuff out of the equation and put him in a high budget cyborg movie where the costuming would be better and the overall look would be better, I think that actor would do a much better job than Ray Fisher.
Yeah.
I think that he's a much better actor. He emotes, much better. He's seems much more personable, like he's likable, on screen.
He's got the booyah, more booyah in him,
Right. Now, Ray Fisher looks more like a football player, which like Vic Stone was before the accident. He has more of that type of a physique. But that said, I mean, you can easily put the other guy like on a fitness plan and bulk him up and, make him look that way.
Okay. I'll tackle one more question in the chat, and I got one more question from Mark before we call tonight. Following game says Top Gun Maverick, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm saying thumbs up because the fact that Tom Cruise actually flew a plane, I'm curious. I'm just curious to see. I'm not like super anticipated, but I'm not like, oh my god, Top Gun. But I'm interested to see how Top Gun turns out. Mark, what do you got?
No interest whatsoever. Okay. I didn't really. I'm not like one of those people that like was in love with the first movie. Like I was. I think when it came out, I was like in high school. I was like maybe 17 or 18, and I saw it, and it's an impressive movie, I guess, but it just didn't do it for me. I wasn't like a huge fan of it to begin with.
Okay,
so.
And then finally, Mark, my last question here before we call it a night. Your reaction to the WandaVision getting the PG rating?
I don't care about ratings. Like, I want a good story. Like, I don't care about ratings at all. Like, some of my favorite shows. Some of my favorite TV shows, like The Mandalorian, for example, PG rating. Yeah. Some of my favorite movies, PG rating. Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Like, none of that means anything to me. Like, as long as the story is compelling, it's well performed, has a great story arc, maybe leaves something open for like another installment. Those are the things that matter to me.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, like I said, I'm just like whatever about it because I'm not really excited about WandaVision personally. I really don't care. I mean, I'm just gonna it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna have Mark watch and he can tell me all about it. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna call it a night here. Thanks for everyone for coming in. Just a friendly reminder here. Next week is the Wonder Woman 84 watch party. Next week, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. Dion McGill of Off the Beaten Podcast will be joining us, as well as Matthew Farden, the voice of NerdCage. So we're really just going to go at it one last time before this movie, leaves HBO Max for however long it's leaving. So really, really hope to, if you have the time to watch the movie with us and hang out with us, and we'll talk everything Wonder Woman 84, what you like, what you don't like, everything. It'll be a watch along. It'll be a hella fun. We had a lot of fun with the watch along party last month. We're looking forward to this one, with many more to follow this year, for real.
Yep, absolutely.
And Mark, anything you got before we call it a night?
Nope. Just want to thank everyone again for showing up and supporting us on this channel. And, we've got now, at the time of this show, we've got about 253 subscribers.
Yes!
Which means a ton for us. That is a huge number for us. I know that's not big in the grand scheme of things, but for us, it really matters.
Let's get to 300, baby.
Every sub matters to us. So we really appreciate it.
Yes. Help us get to 300 because, man, I would love to see all the Sparta memes and stuff when we hit 300 subs. So yeah, absolutely. All right, but yeah. So yeah, we have great shows ahead of you. So we got Wonder Woman 84 watch party next week. The following week we have Mr. Todd Annabelli, who is a rock photographer. I cannot wait to hear some of the stories he's got to share with us. And of course, Adam, if you're still here, Adam from Scribe Productions is coming here on the 28th. And we're going to do the first Rage of the Cage of 2021. We're very much looking forward to that. We're going to be debating what movie should get a sequel. I still haven't even decided 100% on mine. We're still kind of debating what movie.
I know what I'm picking.
Okay, yeah, I'm still thinking mine over. So we're really looking forward to getting to that debate and having Adam on here for the first time. I'm a fan of his content, and I love his energy and how he gets with his opinions. It's gonna be hilarious to get him on here. So and it's been a real pleasure getting to know Adam too. We've been talking outside of the fandom too. So yep, Adam's still here. Yeah, so Adam will be here on the 28th, and then of course on the 4th, as you know already, Ill Will of Body Count, drummer of Body Count, is going to be here on February 4th live. So please have your questions ready for Ill Will. We're very much looking forward to having a Body Count themed NerdCage live. It's gonna be fantastical, and it's gonna be full of metal, man. I'm ready for it. So yeah, I was gonna say, like everybody, we have a great 2021 ahead of you. So get hyped. That is right. Get hype. So, anyway, thanks for coming. Thanks for everybody for coming on tonight. Just real shit to say my goodbyes. So, again, shout out to Paul, Fallen One Gaming, Will from Wild Band, Paul Tackett, Shay Smithers, Elena Jet, Adam from Scribe Productions. Thank you all. This was a real treat to hang out and talk about the 2021, and we hope everybody's safe. Everyone's we really hope 2021 is going to be the better year, and I know you guys are going to make it a great year for us. I'm really very much looking forward to that. So, before we go, we ask you to pretty please like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread this shit like syphilis. So, the USA, from Louisville to Syracuse, and all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live, enjoy life, stay safe, and good night.
Sayonara.
Hey everyone, Adam here from Scribe Productions, creator of Godzilla Apex, and on January 28th, I'm gonna collapse the cage on Jay and Marq, so be there.
Bring it, Adam.
We'll be ready.
There goes the neighborhood.
Body count. Body count.
Shot on my black hoodie and pull up on my head. I didn't have a gun, so why am I dead? You didn't have to shoot me, and that's a known fact. Necessary evil.
Ooh, trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!
Thank you very much, everybody. It was a blast. 2021 is going to bring good things, and we're really looking forward to, rest of the year. We got a lot of stuff lined up for you guys. So thanks again, everybody.
Happy New Year.